Welcome back to the ACL Academy. This is Dr. Kaan, and today I'm going to talk about another one of our favorite mental training exercises that we like to use with our clients during this ACL recovery process. As always, guys, if you find value in our videos here, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Please share it with a fellow ACLer. If you have any questions or comments, drop them below. We get to every single one. When we talk about ACL recovery and a lot of our content as well, most of it's based on the physical side of the process and what needs to be done on a day-to-day basis physically to get to where we want to be. Now, we know this is a long process, and for some it could be a year or longer, and it takes a mental and emotional toll. So in addition to the physical side, in addition to our physical rehab and exercises, we here at the ACL Academy like to provide some mental training exercises to help with that side of the process. Now, if you've seen or have been following along with our content, I have another mental training exercise called Train the Brain, which is our favorite go-to exercise that we give to our clients. This second exercise is called Flip the Script. Also very, very important, especially for those that have a difficult time thinking about their injury. Now, if you're talking about ACL injuries, the majority of the time it happens with a single event, a single traumatic type event, whether it be at a soccer game where you're just changing direction or cutting or pivoting in a certain way, or a volleyball game where you land awkwardly from a jump, or even on a ski slope where you slip and take a tumble and get injured that way. In most cases, when people tear their ACL, they can pinpoint exactly when it happened. And a lot of these cases, when they do think about, as an ACLer, when you do think about your injury, sometimes it can give you a feeling of uneasiness or discomfort. Some of you may not ever want to picture it, and they completely avoid it. And this tends to be a problem because usually we get injured being involved with a sport or activity that we love, that we have a passion for, and this could lead to some fear about getting back to that sport activity. So I really love this exercise because this helps us put us in that moment, relive it, and change the memory of it, right? So it can sit better with us mentally and emotionally, hence the name Flip the Script. So I'm going to do this exercise with you today, and you can follow along. This is something that should be repeated daily. It should take probably about 5 minutes a day or so. You just need a quiet space without being interrupted. And it is a mental imagery type exercise. So we're going to walk you through it. What I'm going to ask you to do is get in again, quiet space, whether it's in your room, it can be done even in the car. But ideally, your phone should be put away. No notifications should be going off. So this way, you really have some silence. And you want to just kind of sit back and relax. You can sit like this in a chair, comfortable chair, feet on the ground, or if you prefer laying down, just don't fall asleep. And what I'm going to ask you to do is take a few controlled breaths in and out, nice and easy. We're going to close our eyes, and then we're going to put ourselves in the moment. And the idea of this is we're going to put ourselves back in the moment where we got injured. And when we get to the point of injury, the idea of the exercise is to change what happened, to flip the script, right? To change the memory of it. We know that we're not going to change the injury, but we're going to change the memory of that specific time period so it can sit better with us mentally and emotionally. So it works like this, right? Get your feet flat on the floor. We're going to take a few controlled breaths. So what does that mean? We're going to take a nice big inhale through our nose, 4, 5, 6 seconds. So it looks something like this. And then a nice long exhale. You could do it out through your mouth or out through your nose, whatever you prefer. So what we're going to do is breathe in for 4, 5, 6 seconds. hold our breath for about 1 or 2 seconds, and then a nice long 6 to 7 exhalation. So again, so we're going to take a few of those controlled breaths in through the nose, hold that inhale, hold air inside you for a couple seconds, and then breathe out, long exhale. Now, with your eyes closed, what I want you to slowly do is picture that specific day. So if it's on the ski slope that this occurred, I want you to put yourself in the morning there, how you got ready, who you were with, what you had for breakfast. Kind of just start walking yourself through the day. Now, some of you could have been early on when you got injured, some of you could have been late in the day, but I want you to walk through that specific day, and the details matter. So again, who you were with, what the weather was like, was it snowing, was it super cold, was it warm, picture your jacket, your ski pants, your skis, everything that you can kind of put the details together for yourself. And you're going to work your way up to the moment in time that you got injured. So a specific trail that you were on and when you were going down and how the conditions were. And I want you to get right up to that moment. And once you get up to that moment, well, this is where we're going to kind of change what exactly happened to us, and the way that we want to put like an interrupt there. So usually the way that we describe this interrupt is you want to picture either a beam of light coming within you or at you. And when you see that beam of light, you want to vividly picture it. And instead of, let's say, you slipping and tumbling and getting injured, I want you to picture that you finished the trail, you finished the course, and it was fine. You didn't get injured. And I get it that it's going to feel very, very different. And I get it that it's not going to change what happened to us. It's not going to change the injury. But as I said before, when we change the idea or the memory of the injury, we change the physical and emotional response that our body is getting, right? When we currently think about that injury, we're getting some sort of negative response. And it could be physical, where it's making us very uncomfortable, or just emotional, or it's making us upset. So getting back to the exercise, we go through every single detail of the exercise. We get up to that injury point, and right before that point, we do the interrupt, where either the light comes at us or within us, and we change the actual injury to not slipping, to not tumbling, and for us finishing the trail and finishing that day. So you're going to change the course of that whole day that happened. Now, this can be done within 5 to 10 minutes. The details matter, and of course, the response matters, right? So at first, it'll feel very, very awkward, very, very weird to come up with a different scenario. As you stay consistent with it, as you do it daily, you will feel better and better and better with it, and it'll sit better with you, and you'll be able to think about your injury more. You'll be able to talk about your injury more, and you'll do less avoidance of it, right? Once you finish the memory, once you finish out the day of the memory, I want you to close out the exercise by taking another few controlled breaths, big, big breaths through your nose, 6 seconds in, hold for a count of 2, and then exhale out for a long 7 seconds. And then you're going to open your eyes up after a couple controlled breaths. So this exercise totally should take you, again, 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how long you go through the day process. As I said, the details matter. And this is a great exercise to do, especially for those of you that sustain this injury through a traumatic event and have a hard time thinking about it, have a hard time talking about it, have a hard time putting yourself there. And I get this response a lot. So it's very, very important that you go out of your way to do this. And really for us, with any of these mental training exercises, it needs to be done daily so it becomes part of a habit. As I said, and I continue to say, you're not changing what happened. We understand that that is not going to change, but we want to make the injury, we want to make that feeling that we're getting sit better within us. And the way that we do that is we change the memory, right? The more repetitive we are about this, the better that we can have it sit within us. So I hope you guys have some value from this exercise. It's called Flip the Script. It is a mental imagery exercise. It takes 5 to 10 minutes to do, quiet space. Stay consistent with it just like anything else. And I do believe this can change the pattern, change the thought process, change your feeling of the injury itself within you. If you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, leave them below. If you found some value from this video, please like it. Please subscribe to our channel. More importantly, though, share with a fellow ACLer that can benefit from our educational videos. We are here every week dropping a new video on Mondays. This is Dr. Kaan of ACL Academy signing off till next week.